This shocking video was recorded in Vietnam in late September of 2023. The man you see on screen is just drinking his tea, sitting alone at the table, bothering no one. Sometimes, even if you're not actively out looking for problems still end up finding you. This guy seemed to be really satisfied with his night, sipping his tea, checking his phone, and just being content, when a car suddenly came out of nowhere. It's so bizarre to say this because he's at a shop, not just some random place in the street, and the very last thing that he would expect is for a car to be barreling towards him. Even though he was faced with such an unexpected situation, he was aware of his surroundings, which allowed him to avoid getting hit. The driver of the car was also okay, according to Vietnamese news sources. This next clip was recorded in Spain in late August of 2024. It shows a Guardia Civil boat confronting another boat that looks quite like a dinghy, but I'm not too sure. Putting that aside, what follows has caused a lot of talk and raised questions from many people. Take a look at what follows. According to the news sources, the reason why it has been talked about is not just because the boat accidentally ran over another boat, but because of the way the Coast Guard acted. The small boat was carrying 4 people approaching Melilla. The news reported that the Coast Guard vessel asked the smaller boat to stop, something that it ignored, resulting in this incident occurring. This is where there's a lot of information that I cannot corroborate. Some reports say that they were smugglers, which is actually a pretty well-known activity that happens between Morocco and Spain. Regardless, nobody here was hurt, also according to the news sources. A few of you watching this video may already know what it precedes just by taking a glance at the tire. Those who don't, let me explain. This truck driver pulled over to the side of the road after noticing something wrong with one of his tires. Looking at it, you can see a massive bump, and soon you will see what not to do with said massive bump. What you don't do is put your foot on it, as it would explode in an unbelievable way. The explosion probably sent him backwards, but of course, it wasn't powerful enough to hurt him. Well, at least that would have been the case had he not put his foot on it. According to the account that posted this video, the man was relatively okay, and towards the end, he was also seen grabbing his phone, which he dropped. This next video was recorded by passengers on board a Saba Intercontinental Boeing 737 at the Malabo International Airport. Flight C2205 was landing in Equatorial Guinea, having completed the flight from Bata. At the time of landing, the weather was far from ideal, which resulted in a scary situation for the people on board. The aircraft had landed in poor visibility and the runway surface was contaminated with standing rainwater, according to Equatorial Guinea's Ministry of Transportation. This resulted in the aircraft's failure to stop on the hard surface, which led to it overrunning the runway, coming to a rest on the unpaved area beyond. This person recorded two angles, one from inside and one from outside, and it's quite surreal to see a plane like that. There were no injuries reported in this incident. In the last video, I posted some people who were attempting to land while a huntsman spider was inside their plane. From that, I could deduce that a lot of you watching fear spiders, so as I am horrified, it's my duty to horrify you. This next clip will be horrifying, or at the very least, leave you feeling weird. If you're eating something, skipping ahead won't be that bad of an idea. I'm not too sure where it was captured, but it could be Brazil, as a Brazilian account posted it. Regardless, this guy was going through an area rampant with spiders, and ended up being covered in both webs and spiders. It's genuinely a video that made me uncomfortable, but this dude didn't seem to care, which is so insane. I'd love to know how you felt watching this video. Let me know in the comments. A few typhoons have hit Asia this year, but none of them have been as strong as Typhoon Yagi, which made landfall recently in Vietnam. It has since been labeled a super typhoon and has wind speeds of 138 miles an hour or 223 kilometers an hour. It also hit Haikou, which is in the Hainan Island province of China, where these videos were captured. Vietnam has also seen devastation caused by this storm, with reports of casualties still not concrete but expected to continue rising. These are some clips that show how the winds ripped off glass paneling from some buildings. It's quite a shocking sight and really put things into perspective. The typhoon is still battering the country as in the making of this video, and things are expected to get worse, unfortunately. Yagi doubled in strength after making landfall in the Philippines a few days ago. Super typhoons are equivalent to Category 5 hurricanes. Looking at it, you can see a massive bump, and soon you will also see what not to do with said massive bump.